Welcome, Taurus. This is your weekly focus, July the 22nd. I'm Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your support. Taurus, let's turn to the cards, okay? Find out what they have to reveal for your upcoming week. Our underlying energy is, look at that, the Page of Pentacles. It's about dreaming dreaming it big and dreaming about the big picture. Tried to say that all in one word. It didn't work well for me. Okay, this is where you are sitting here looking at your tomorrow. Now, way in the background are those dark blue mountaintops that we see. And there is a lot of fog in between us and those mountaintops. Now, those mountaintops signify your success, your great success that you are looking towards, that you want to create, that you want to manifest, that you want to make your reality. But there is a lot of, it was highlighted there for us, there is a lot of fog in the way. So it's not like we're going to be able to really understand all the working parts of getting from A to B. This is about dreaming it big. This is long-term plans. So where you want the prosperity and the abundance in your life, how you want to be grounded in your life, where you want security and stability, perhaps even in your life, or creating that in some way. Our first card is the Death card. The Death card is here to say, stop being so stubborn. You know, it's time to get rid of the cloak. It's time to lay down the weapon. It's time to enjoy the experience around you. Okay, our inner child sits there awaiting us, awaiting for us to... Okay, so our inner child is right there. Okay, waiting for us to throw off that cloak, drop that weapon, to stand up strong and true and feel the freedom, or start creating the freedom and liberation that is yours, that is awaiting you. So in some ways, there's a sense of pulling back, or not wanting to move forward, or not wanting to try that new idea, that innovative ideas. It's like you're pulling back for some reason, not truly trusting. Well, let's see what the other cards say. Maybe we'll get some more information on that for you. We have the Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles is very much like the Page of Pentacles, once again, but it's slower going. We have to have a belief within ourselves when this card shows up. Absolutely. A belief that there is a path awaiting us. There is our best life ever is awaiting us. Eventually we'll get there. This is about showing up and doing the work consistently, knowing that what we need will be provided for us, that we shouldn't have to put stresses into what we don't have, but rather concentrate on what we do have to work with. To show up and do what is necessary. And I think it's a slower path. So slow and steady wins the race. Absolutely. And the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is here to say you don't need it all carved out into stone in order to go forward. You know what the first steps are. So you need to start taking those first steps. But have you researched it? Have you investigated? Have you asked the questions that gives you the clarity and the knowledge and the wisdom on how you want to take these first couple of steps, or these next couple of steps for that matter? Now, the Queen of Wands, a couple of things that I love about the Queen of Wands. First of all, she is full of enthusiasm. She doesn't wait for everything to just be laid out so perfectly before she begins. But she does enough research. She does enough to gain awareness of what she is actually stepping into. So she never looks over her shoulder and wonders, did I make the right decision? Did I make the right call? She knows she did. So it's all forward movement with her. And yes, sometimes she takes bigger risks than normally. So you're being pushed to take that bigger risk, that one that you're like, nah, I just don't know about that though. So where that might be, I don't know. Maybe it's taking that next step in love. Maybe it is taking the proactive step in your health and well-being. Maybe it is showing everybody what you are capable of, what you bring to the table when it comes to work and career, or maybe your stature within the community, or growing those relationships, home and family. Okay. I think this is a time to get a little creative. Okay. And infuse your world with a little bit of creativity and what makes you happy and joyful, especially in your actual surroundings. So, around your home and stuff, start customizing it to make yourself feel relaxed, happy, joyful. I got this new office starting to be put together here. It's a slow process because I've got a lot of other things on the go too. But every time, and I mean, it wasn't until I started looking back on some of my videos, I'm thinking, oh, it's already been a couple of weeks. But it just seems like yesterday I got it, because every time I walk into this room, I get this big grin on my face because it makes me happy. I've got more than enough space to spread out. The room looks very put together. No, there's 1,001 reasons it brings me joy and happiness, and that alone raises my energy. So by creating a little bit of beauty in your home to reflect back at you is only going to raise your energy. And after a while, that energy, we may not notice it, but it still raises our energy on an unconscious level. So it is about raising our creativity around in our world in order to have the consistent benefit of joy and happiness surrounding us. Overriding this reading is the 10 of Swords, and the 10 of Swords says you have been through the fires, you've been through the chaos, you've struggled, and yes, you have accomplished. But you could be very tired, you could be very worn out. Everybody else's dramas and your dramas included were just. This is the time when we feel like we are depleted, but those swords are not in our back. Those swords are behind us. They are our shield of strength. That is the wisdom. That is the knowledge. That is our self confidence, our self esteem coming to light, our strength, guarding us, guiding us. Now, we may not feel it yet, but the sun is breaking through the clouds, and that means that we will be revitalized. We will feel the strength. We will feel the ambition to push ourselves up again, to dust ourselves off, to step into new areas of development. And I think in some ways, look within, absolutely, because in some ways you may have, why you do what you do because of some kind of subconscious thought, belief. So look within and see where you trip yourself up. Okay, what is the subconscious motivation for doing what you do? Because if it's jealousy or just to show somebody up, it really isn't something that you can sink your teeth in. It's not something that will be with you long term, because it only made you happy until the moment you saw the look on their face. And then, it's not so great anymore because it wasn't a deep desire of your own that you were going after, but rather, I think there's almost a sense of humility that has to go into this kind of week for you. Okay. Supporting all this energy is the King of Swords. Once you get an idea, oh my gosh, watch you go. Okay. I would watch power struggles here this week. With this card supporting everything, we could have power struggles. We could have, and so you have to understand with those power struggles, you may be in the right or you may be in the wrong. Okay. Once again, it's those subconscious patterns within you that are enlisting some not so wonderful actions and words, and they're tripping you up in some way. And it's recognizing those things so that when you do get this eye on the prize kind of energy coming in, that you are not wasting it just trying to show up somebody else or outdo somebody else just for the sake of doing it, but you're rather working towards your dreams, your goals, your desires. To know your heart's intent, I guess, is probably the best way to put this. Okay. And you're not going to know it if you're guarding yourself. So it's throwing off that cloak and feeling the liberation and the freedom that you have a decision, you have choices that you alone can make in how you are going to live your life going forward, how you are going to bring in that happiness and joy, how you are going after your best life ever. As we start the week, actually, we have the King of Pentacles. Wow. So Pentacles, Pentacles, a lot of thinking, but it's a lot of thinking about growing our prosperity. Okay, and so this might be the stubborn part again. We want to stick with the tried and true. What works? Why would we veer off that path, Kelly? Come on. But there's some kind of freedom that comes here. There's some kind of when you allow your inner child to go out and play, you see innovative or new ideas on which to, it only strengthens your path going forward if you're willing to include them in, if you're willing to try them out, if you're willing to just not close the door on them and say, not for me. Okay, that's just too new, that's too different, that's too unique. Because chances are you're going to be able to blend in that safety, that security, that tried and true, with some innovative sparks to really bring home some wonderful magical things in your life. I really see, as you go towards the end of the week, how the enthusiasm is raising within you. And do not fear that you don't have whatever you need, because that enthusiasm, that vitality is going to bring everything in that you are going to need. Okay, we have the Page of Wands as we leave the week. The Page of Wands, you know, I almost get a sense that there might be some hard times here. There might be some small struggles this week that you have to get through. Don't look away from them. Look actually within. Okay, so pull it back and understand why you are reacting the way you are reacting. What, because I think it's the opposite of what you want to create. So this is, I kind of get, you're leaning on the staff. You're leaning on the staff to uh help you move forward in the way you need. This might be where you just feel like there's nothing really that has a spark, or nothing that really is calling out to you in the way. And I think it's all about just going within and understanding what your heart is desiring, what your heart is needing in order for the beauty. And I think the beauty starts best if you start looking at your home, redoing a room, or bringing flowers in and putting them on your kitchen table, whatever it might be. But bringing in some kind of beauty automatically raises your energy. Do something just a little bit frivolous and fun for you alone, but it could be also with these cards that you're doing it with other people, that you are, and I think close people. I think it's family and friends, if anything. Okay. Um, yeah, okay, let's go to work and career here. We got the World card. The World card means that you are definitely looking at stepping into something new and miraculous. This could come to you this week. It might have just recently come to you. Absolutely. You've had sparks of ideas of where you want to go, what you want to do. And I think we are acting upon that in some way. So there are some loose ends that you have to tie up, some things that you need to do in order to really move forward in the way you want. Maybe you've been working 3 jobs, but now you're starting your own business, and so you need to get rid of one of those jobs so you have a window of opportunity in order to work your business the way you want. If it's a home-based business, I think you are off to the races, truly. Okay. And there's a yeah, there's an energy that comes in here, but there's also this like almost like a new starting point for you that's just around the corner. And I think you are preparing yourself, and I think the introspection will really open up a lot of knowledge to you, a lot of wisdom about who you are and what you do and why you do it. And maybe that's where the stubbornness comes in. You put up that wall of stubbornness so that you stay with the tried and true. But it's about allowing those innovative and new ideas to infuse that tried and true that's really going to bring you into a new beginning. And I think there's something that comes in to help you get through any kind of struggle that you're doing. So it could be a trusted friend, it could be a mentor, it could be that you read something online and all of a sudden things click together for you. So, becoming more observant, more aware in your environment. For love and relationships, we have the Page of Swords. Once again, it's about just, taking taking a chance, having some fun, letting down your hair, some laughter within the relationship. This could be where you are thinking about that person that you want. If you are thinking about a person that you want to attract into your life, this person is probably going to have their heads in the clouds a little bit on what they want to do. So you have to be the logical one here. But it's also about, you got to let the walls down. You got to allow yourself a sense of freedom, a sense of liberation. Um, Step into creative expression within your relationships. Throw a party, throw a family get together, throw a family reunion or something like that. Do something that opens up the floodgates for happiness and joy to be around you within those relationships. Okay, it's like you start out with the tried and true, but it's really those innovative ideas. So regardless of where you are in the relationship, the more that you can bring in uh those tender moments, or maybe it's more of bringing in a balance between work and career. It could very well be working a balance. And you've been through a lot of You've been through a lot when it comes to work and career, and when it comes to your relationships and trying to intertwine them together. You have the knowledge now in order to do that. So I think once again, it's about turning it within. I don't, we have a lot of swords here. We got some wands too, but the wands are really, as we leave the week, the swords are here, the thinking is here, and the pentacles is here. How are we going to create our abundance, our joy, our happiness, our prosperity? How are we going to create that? And you get very single-minded here. A single-minded approach will probably help you a lot, because you'll be able to prioritize so much better. Let's pull one more card and see what happens here. We got the Tower card. So this is about awakenings. Yeah, as we start to actually put the energy into action, you're going to have an awakening. You're going to see things under a different light. You're going to have that aha moment, that epiphany that really rocks your world, that really moves you into a path of abundance, of prosperity, of joy. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.